Link and cashback code in the description. Welcome back today, guys, to the channel. Forza Monthly just aired yesterday. If you guys did catch the stream, it was for update 7, and I figured today I would give you guys a rundown of everything that I learned from the stream if you guys were a part of it. I felt it was a pretty good stream. This was probably one of the most informative streams of content, of new things coming up. I wrote down pretty much everything that I could get from this stream and tried to condense this into about a 10-minute video, kind of just showing what is to come in Forza Horizon and Motorsport. And I gotta be honest with you, everything is looking great. You know, for the first time, they're finally looking at the game after post-production, after its release, and they're continuing to update it. And they're not even looking currently to Forza Motorsport 8, which is probably one of the best things that they could do for the franchise. And we started off the stream with a nice little clip showing off the regalia. Now, I gotta be honest with you, they need to do more of this for the actual story of the game. And if they included these cutscenes, I think it would definitely make it a lot more of an immersive experience for myself. But really cool just seeing that regalia slowly climbing up the side of the mountain. Final Fantasy get both cars for free in Series 6. Now, they went through and they showed off the brand new UI setup for the game, and I gotta be honest, I like it. It's super clean, it's simplistic, right? It's a nice little kind of, you know, showcase of everything in one motion. You're not kind of going around looking for things, and that was one of the biggest things that they said, was that people were just losing out on the content because they couldn't find it, right? They didn't know where it was. I was probably one of those people, right? Sometimes I don't log into the game a couple days, you come back in, you have no idea where anything is. Now, they also are going to be updating for a showcase remix, which is going to allow us to replay all the showcase events with a slight little twist on them. I don't know if it's going to just come down to the weather and the vehicle, but I'd like to see them, you know, place different props in the actual event or something like that, or maybe even change the vehicle that we are chasing in there. I highly doubt it, but just a thought, right? I don't know if I'm going to be going back and redoing these showcase events personally myself, but that's just me though, right? It's cool that they've added it in and given us something new to you know, try and tackle as we're playing along. And obviously, if you aren't playing the game consistently, it's great that you have that content to go back to. Now, 4 cars are going to be coming in. These ones are going to be done for the actual season completion bonus. So if you guys are playing these series events where you have to, you know, work your way up, you will be getting for 50% completion and 100 the Ferrari F50 GT and the Ford Capri Forza Edition. Now, this car actually, they were saying, was dropped into the game by accident in the store. I think they said what was like 650 people ended up downloading it. Now everyone's gonna have that chance to own the vehicle. Also, Chelsea Denofa's RTR Mustang will be in the game as well too for 50% completion, and then the Hudson Hornet for 100%. Personally, I think they should have switched that around. You know, I know that they're trying to cater to, you know, just trying to give the car to people pretty easily, but I still think that should have been 100% completion myself, right? I mean, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. But they did show off this. Like I said, I like it. It's simplistic. It shows everything where it needs to be, and I feel like it's going to be a great change for everything moving forward for Forza Horizon 4. Now, they did showcase the new Mustang that is dropping into the game. One of 3 of them, actually, which is pretty cool. We're getting Von Gittens, we're getting Chelsea Denofa's, and then we're getting this custom Mustang as well, to this RTR spec, which I do believe is going to pump out around, it was like 1,800 horsepower or so, which, right, I mean, Formula Drift cars, it's pretty much a Formula Drift car, I feel like. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down below. I know it's a street car, I think. I'm not really too sure at the end of the day. What I am sure of, though, is that we're getting a drift adventure coming soon. Now, I don't know if it's coming on Tuesday. I think it was talking about a new feature down the road, because I feel like they would have showcased that for this week, but they mentioned it, and that's a huge thing for Forza Horizon 4. Obviously, it has been nothing but racing, man. Free Roam Rush, right, which is also being taken out of the playlist if you want to do a racing only adventure. I feel like this is exactly what I was looking for. They also debuted a really nice trailer showcasing the 3 Mustangs. Have a quick listen to this. Man, these guys absolutely kill it every single time they make a montage style like this for new cars coming into the game. You know, it's really cool to see all three of them at once as well too. I want to know who's driving these cars, man. That's the one thing. I don't know if it's a setup right there on these little cinematic angles. It feels like it's a little bit too smooth, maybe generated to do exactly that. I don't know, but I will say the 3-wheel shot is pretty cool on the Mustangs. Chelsea Denofas, Von Gittens, we're getting both of them. Now, of course, Brian Ekberg hosted another stream. He did a great job this week. We had Devin Caraway coming back. Huge shout out to him. He actually drove fantastic for this stream. We also had Chris Asaki for the Forza Monthly again. He's been here quite a few. Love him on the channel here. He's been doing a great job with Brian. And, right, just another great Forza Monthly, man. I don't know what it is. They're just doing great things here. And they did showcase some big new features coming into Forza Motorsport 7. Features that, to be honest with you, I feel like have been long awaited. Now, before we get into that quickly here, I did forget to mention the new cars that will be coming into Forza Horizon 4. So this is for update 7. We have a BMW Z4 Roadster. I do believe it's a 2019. We have the 1965 GTO coming back into the game. 2002 M3 GTR BMW. Beautiful car. Unicorn car back in the Forza 4 days, right? The old school days. 99 Lotus, and obviously the 3 custom tuned Mustangs. Now, I don't know if we're getting them all in at once or if that's going to be a part of a season pass drop. Either way, it's content. We're going to be getting it at one point in time. We're here right now in cockpit view, Dubai, with the Chelsea Denofa Mustang. Now, this is going to be a brand new event that's going to be hitting the rivals for the most points. You're going to be either battling Devin or also Chelsea Denofa on their time. And I think he was saying anybody that does beat them will be receiving the car. I think, right? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure about that. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. I appreciate that. Now, they also showed off a huge feature regarding tuning of the wheel. This has been something that, you know, a lot of people have been waiting for and, you know, hoping to just get better as it progresses. Now, of course, before we go to that, we had a special message on the stream from the man himself, Von Gitten Jr., showcasing both cars, you know, just stripped down, just showing that they're coming into the game. So that was cool, right? We had him coming in, but this is where things get interesting. They start showcasing the brand new head motion for cockpit view. Now, obviously, this has been one of the huge things of the game that really restricts it from being that full simulation experience in cockpit is the head motion when you are drifting. And as you guys can see, we have Devin here just ripping around the airport section, and he's looking left to right without having to use the right stick, right? You know how awkward that is to have to do that on the controller. Also, you can't even do that on the wheel, right? So this is a huge thing for all wheel users. I cannot wait to be able to actually drive in cockpit view and have a range of motion with my head, right? Obviously, Assetto Corsa, that's one of the biggest things why I love that game, is because of the fact that you can move left to right with your head as you're driving. It's a huge thing. It's a necessity. And, right, I mean, they've done a great job. You know, I do believe Devin specifically worked on this, and he's done a fantastic job with the time that he's had to do this. And I feel like, you know, with Devin here helping out Turn 10 and, you know, just really giving some solid features and, you know, improving the game one step at a time, you know, we're gonna have a damn good Forza game at the end of the day. Now, they did go into some of the settings that we can do here. We have cockpit drift camera sensitivity. It's exactly what you think. It's, you know, how fast you move left to right. You also have cockpit camera lock speed, from lock to lock, how fast it's going to swing the camera. We also have the camera range, which is going to kind of move the camera forward or back. Not actually physically in the car, but the way that the camera swings a little bit. It's hard to tell, but they did showcase it off pretty nicely in the stream. I do believe this is going to be dropping on the Tuesday of next week, so make sure you guys are updated, ready to go for this game, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to change a lot of the drift community, and I think it's going to bring a lot of people back to the game, I feel like, especially myself, because obviously that's been one of a big problem, right? I do love third person, but obviously, right, for that full immersive experience, for that full rig, you want to try to drive in cockpit view as much as possible. That's one of the biggest things. Now, they've also showcased the new damper behavior. That's my food in the oven. Hold on now. I got it, man. I'm back. Okay, so they showcased the dynamic damper behavior. Obviously, it's how buttery smooth you want the wheel to be, and I'm very excited to test this out. This has been one of the biggest problems about the wheel, is that just sometimes it has those spikes. Obviously, they have updated it, and they have showcased a bunch of things to try to, you know, combat that, but I think this is the time where we're going to really see the change. Now, also, car-specific tuning wheel settings, which means we're going to now be able to dial in the force feedback and the sensitivity for each vehicle and save those. It's a big feature for a lot of people that are trying to dial in a car and use it consistently every single night. That's going to allow you to do that. Now, if you're still having issues and can't dial in your car, there's a brand new telemetry that is now available for force feedback users. Now, obviously, this is a huge thing for console people, not as much on the PC because there are third-party softwares to use it. I have yet to use it. It's a little complicated for my taste, but now we have the accessibility and easeability on the console version to have the exact same thing and really dial in our wheel to make sure it's not spiking and it's not overdoing what it's supposed to do. Now, they also showcased the brand new multiplayer hopper for specific racing only, so Forza race regulations, and this is to combat the people that are trying to corner cut and just shave those times illegally off of their laps. Now, this is going to ensure that people are actually racing properly and not doing exactly what you're seeing here. Now, they didn't mention anything about rammers though, which is a big problem in the community. I feel a lot of people in the comments were talking about that, so hopefully they do implement a system maybe for contacts per race. Maybe they're just seeing how aggressive you're driving or maybe even allowing marshals to kick people out in these hoppers, which I have seen before. There are people kind of around there just making sure that everything is okay. We also had a special guest appearance from Dan Greenwald himself, the man who has been around since the dawn of Forza, right, and has paved the way for exactly what we're doing today, right? So huge shout out to him coming by, and he was just talking a lot about community and just trying to make the game better through the community. They're going to be opening up a brand new Discord for everybody to go in, chat, and express their feelings about the game and share content and just allow the game to become better, and for the first time really allowing input in the early stages of development. And that is one of the biggest things, because that's a big gray area for game developers, right? You get a lot of input, you don't really know where to go with the direction of the game, but they've been doing a great job with it. I'm excited to see the future of Forza with these new updates coming in next Tuesday. I think for both games, Forza Horizon 4 and Motorsport 7 getting updated same day, not 100%. Now, I did want to talk about the new Forza Street and Forza Motorsport 4 backwards compatibility, but that'll have to be for another day. I will leave the full stream link down below for you guys if you wanted to check that out for yourselves. Big thank you for coming around today. I'm out. Peace.